Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, lots of things are happening in the world. With us today is General Jack Keane, and four-star general, vice chairman of chief of staff. And, well, General, I mean, the sun is shining in most of our country, but what the heck is going on? Well, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I think the big news is Prime Minister Netanyahu coming to Washington, D.C. Yesterday to speak to our president and actually to deal with the Iranian situation. I think that came out of that meeting. I talked to Israeli officials as well as senior U.S. government officials who attended the meeting, and the president has all options on the table. And one is some kind of a negotiated deal that would be favorable to the United States, certainly, and the other is certainly a military option, both of which he has spoken publicly about. I will say this, and so our audience understands, I cannot fathom President Trump making a deal that isn't really solid, because in 2018, in his first administration, after Obama had put together a nuclear deal in 2015, which had guaranteed that Iran could get a nuclear weapon in 15 years, and that would be 2030. That's how absurd it was. President Trump walked out of that deal because he knew it was a bad deal. So I cannot imagine him putting together anything that is not favorable to the United States and certainly puts huge pressure on Iran. And I actually think a deal is unlikely because President Trump will be very tough-minded about it, which means the military option. And I think what we're facing is a military option combined United States and Israel, the two most proven militaries in the world, operating together to conduct an operation against Iran, which will fundamentally put them in a place where the regime will collapse. And that will be a paradigm shift in the Middle East that we haven't seen in almost 5 decades. It'll be the most significant foreign policy accomplishment of the Trump administration and the most significant thing that's happened since the fall of the Berlin Wall.
General Keane, I believe that you are right, because usually President Trump comes out of a meeting like that and they have an hour press conference. Both of them kept their mouth shut. So I think you're more right than wrong, General.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, John. And I think that's a solid comment. There's no doubt about that. And the other thing for our audience to understand, this is the 7th meeting in 13 months of the Trump presidency that these two leaders have met. That is unprecedented in history. And it is testimony to the close relationship that President Trump has with Netanyahu and the support he has for Israel. It is undeniable what is happening here. It's not that they agree on everything, but it's all about a relationship based on respect and trust and the close relationship that drives this allied partnership that we have. And certainly we have the number one adversary in the region that has destabilized this region for almost 50 years now. And I think it's about to come to an end.
General Keane, thank you for your input. Let's see well, today's Thursday night. Let's see what happens by Sunday, and maybe we'll talk about it again on Sunday.
Sounds very good, John. Always good talking to you and your audience.